their past.
Plusieurs personnes sont liées, attachées à leur passé.
By the invisible chains of their successes,
par les chaînes invisibles de leur succès,
their reputations,
leur réputation,
their popularity,
leur popularité,
their name,
leur nom,
their acquisitions,
leurs acquisitions,
their failures,
leurs échecs,
their losses,
leurs pertes,
their hurts,
leurs blessures,
their regrets,
leurs regrets,
their deficiencies,
leurs défaillances,
bound by invisible chains to the past.
On this third day of the crusade, Brother Theodore continued tackling what he called the spirit of the crusade before starting to develop the burden of the crusade. The spirit of the crusade, as he developed it, requires that we have faith as we seek God, and that we should be poor in spirit by stripping ourselves from the past. It is particularly this second aspect of the spirit of the crusade that Brother Theodore emphasized. From the outset, he highlighted that there are some weights that should be dropped. These weights, he said, are not idols or sins. They are simply weights that prevent us from progressing. And these include your successes, your failures, your past. He then stated that we need people who are free from the weight of their name, from the weight of their successes, from the weight of their popularity, and from the weight of their personality. From Revelation 21 verse 5 and Isaiah 43 verse 18 to 19, the leader called each one to a new beginning with a God that makes everything new. Such a new beginning is only possible for those who are ready to let go of their past, to free themselves from the chains of the past on their body, their spirit, their soul. This was backed up by scriptures in Philippians 3, verse 12 to 14. Digging further, Brother Theodore noted in the light of Genesis 17, verse 1 to 2, that the problem is not necessarily that people live in sin, but it is contentment with the current situation. For example, Abraham had backslidden for 14 years. He was so proud of having a son and was satisfied with his riches. And for 14 years, nothing historical is said about him in the Bible. Just as the case of Abraham, the leader emphasized that new beginnings are triggered by new encounters with God. Without a new encounter with God, you will remain in the past, in your satisfaction, and unable to make progress. This is further exemplified by the book of Isaiah, where the first 5 chapters represent the totality of the book of Isaiah. However, after his encounter with the Lord in chapter 6, Isaiah became the prophet of 66 chapters. It is the encounter with God that makes all things new. Brother Theodore ended his lot by leading the saints to pray for some critical topics, namely, for a new encounter with God, so that the prayer and fasting crusade will not just be a routine or a religion. That the brethren will work more deeply on their hearts for a new encounter with God. Prayer to destroy all the attacks and works of the devil against the prayer crusade, against you, and against every believer. Prayer that God will expose and judge all the attacks, works, and agents of the devil against this crusade, against you, against every believer, and against this community. Praise the Lord.